All right, I kind of felt like I needed to do a video about this because so many of y'all have been asking me through Messenger, and friends of mine have texted me uh, comments in my Facebook posts. A question that I'm just getting a lot of from a lot of people is what jig head that I like to use for the, open water live scoping, um, whatever you want to call it. And I'm going to show you one today. This is the Primal jig head. This is the Primal Shad Head jig head. Now, there's a couple things about this jig head. Now, I designed this jig head. It's made in my shop right here in Mississippi. So if you want to support a USA made product, this is a very much so a USA made jig head made in Mississippi in my shop. This is the 1/4 ounce with a 1/0 hook, and this is the head that I'm using for your 3-inch range baits like the player shad. Um, Little small swim baits, little paddle tails, anything in that 2.8 to, maybe even a 3.3 range. The Primal Shad Head jig head is the jig head that I'm using. Now, some features about the jig head that I think are really important. The first thing is, if you'll notice, this jig head has a keeper that extends a pretty good ways down the shank of the hook. Most keepers on a jig head are going to stop about right here. What this does, when you add this lead keeper way down the shank of this hook, especially on a fine wire hook like this, you're making this hook much stronger. So you still have the benefit of a real sharp, real thin wire, easy to penetrate on light line hook, but you've just made it substantially stronger because there's not as much exposed shank that can flex. The longer keeper also holds your bait substantially better. And the other thing is the line tie on this jig head is positioned back. It's not out here in the tip of the nose. It's positioned back so that if I want to fish a bait vertically, this bait will hang. The other thing about the Primal head that I really wanted is, if you notice, the top of the head is very much so a flat surface. It's very flat across the top, and that flat surface to me helps that bait roll. Think about your favorite lipless crankbait. What makes that lipless crankbait have that fast, erratic rolling action? It's the fact that the top of the bait is flat. That's why all of your lipless crankbaits that are popular have a flat space between the line tie and the tip of the bait. Same thing on the Primal Shad Head jig head. It also is thin enough that it fits these baits real well. I'm going to rig it right here on this player shad. Very simple. All I'm going to do, the keeper is so kind of aggressive, so I'll wet the bait so it doesn't want to roll up, and then push it up on there. And that bait's on there. I don't have to super glue it. I don't have to mess with it a whole lot. It stays in place really well. But this is the Primal jig head. These are available now on Woodbait Country. I have it so far in an 1/8 and a 1/4 ounce. There's going to be a lot more of this to come, but this is the jig head that I would recommend for all of y'all that are asking me questions. Y'all know that I know a lot about jig heads. I've made them for years and years and years in my shop, for my own brands as well as others. This is a jig head that I feel like is the perfect fit for your 2.5 inch to 3.5 inch, you know, shad style baits, be it paddle tails, be it fork tails, be it whatever, whether you want a bait just to cast and retrieve, or if you want to fish it vertically. This jig head right here will pretty much do it all.